Flashing lights, handcuffs, cameras rolling. A woman in a tailored suit, silent but unbroken being, dragged from a building she legally owned. The crowd looked on, confused. Was she trespassing? Or reclaiming what was hers? Moments earlier, she walked into her own bank. Moments later, she was treated like a criminal. But behind the chaos was a truth too dangerous to ignore, a power move no one saw coming. This is the story of how erasure met resistance and lost. Welcome, story lovers. From where are you watching? Comment the name of your city. Danielle. Carter wasn't just a name on a dossier, was the face of success in a world that rarely made space for women like her. At just 39, she'd built a thriving financial firm from scratch, then shocked the industry by acquiring a majority stake. In a struggling bank downtown, her mornings started with fresh coffee and board meetings, her afternoons filled with client calls and community outreach. To her employees, she was a mentor. To the city, a quiet symbol of possibility. But to some, her presence and power was a problem they didn't say out loud. On a crisp Monday morning, she walked through the glass doors of her newly acquired branch. Heels tapping across marble floors, nodding at familiar faces. She had no idea today wasn't just business as usual. Somewhere inside, a plan was unfolding. And Danielle was walking straight into it. Asterisk, the receptionist, looked up, hesitated, then forced a smile. "Can I help you?" Danielle blinked. "Me, Danielle Carter?" But the receptionist didn't move. Instead, she picked up the phone. Within seconds, two men in cheap suits stepped into the lobby security. "Ma'am, we're going to have to ask you to leave," one of them said. Danielle laughed, confused. "Leave, this is my bank. I own 51%. They didn't care. She was escorted out, no explanations, no warnings, just whispered stares from employees who had celebrated her takeover just weeks ago. Outside, her breath fogged in the morning air. She checked her phone, no calls, no emails, locked out. Her name was still on the deed, but the system had shut her out like she never existed. Within hours, the story twisted. A vague internal memo claimed legal irregularities. Anonymous sources whispered that she'd used unconventional methods to gain control, and the media, hungry. They spun narratives built on old stereotypes: aggressive, unqualified. Diversity hire, gone too far. But Danielle wasn't backing down. She drove to the main headquarters, the one where the old board still held influence. As she approached, another message hit her inbox. "If you show up here, you'll be arrested for trespassing." She stared at her screen, heart pounding. They were erasing her. The question hung in the air like smoke. How do you get kicked out of something you built with your own asterisk? Danielle stood at the headquarters entrance, heart pounding as uniformed officers blocked her path. Cameras flashed, bystanders whispered. Her voice was steady, but her hands trembled. "This bank is mine. You all know it." An officer stepped forward. "You're trespassing. Leave now or be detained." She looked into the tinted glass. Doors, her reflection staring back, erased from her own empire. Suddenly, a breaking news alert pinged on her phone. The memo smearing her name, a forgery, leaked internal emails proved it. Setup, but it was too late. Cold steel clicked around her wrists. Handcuffs. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Someone shouted, "That's the Danielle Carter. She owns this place." Yet she was dragged away like a stranger. Her silence screamed louder than any protest. Dear audience, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like. It really helps. Danielle was released within hours. The truth had spread too fast for silence to win. The forged memo, traced to a board member with everything to lose and a deep discomfort with a black woman in charge. Public backlash was swift. She reclaimed her position, but something had shifted, not just in the headlines, but in her soul. She hadn't just fought for her bank, she fought a system built to doubt her success, to erase her brilliance. And she won. But for every Danielle, how many others are silenced before they rise? How many are pushed out without cameras to catch the injustice? Her story is a warning and a spark. because power only changes when people see the truth. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and new videos.